Good morning, everyone. This is Inside the Machine for Thursday, July 21st, 2011. Please note that everything in this presentation is based on simulated test results, not based on actual trades, and there are no guarantees of future returns. Looking at the U.S. markets, the majority of the indexes slipped in the final minutes of trading to end lower on Wednesday as investors took a breather following a sharp rally in the previous session. This is not surprising, and this is actual typical market behavior after a large up move for the markets to trade within a very tight trading range. These narrow range days should be monitored very closely, as these days usually precede a thrust breakout in one direction or the other. Looking at the futures before the start of trading for today's session, all of the futures are pointing to a higher open. Most of the futures markets are higher by 0.5%, and this is due to some positive economic reports that were just released. Looking at the world markets, European shares rose for a second day on Wednesday on increased optimism that debt deals will be reached on both sides of the Atlantic, as well as hopes of better than expected earnings. The majority of the markets in Asia were higher, with the Nikkei leading the way with gains of greater than 1% on the session. The majority of the North and South American markets traded in a tight range on Wednesday, with shares in Brazil posting positive gains for the day. This data is as of the most recent closing prices. Continuing to focus on the world markets, with the narrow range day that prices saw yesterday, the markets remain in slightly overbought territory. I'd like to point out that looking at the country fund universe that the machine follows, ECH as well as TUR are the two country funds that are most oversold and in need of some sort of a short-term bounce. Markets are positioned to trade higher on any sign of positive news to hit the tape, and we've seen evidence of this already this morning with the jobless claims being announced, and the futures are responding positively. We'll just have to see how the rest of the day's action plays out. Turning our attention to some potential high probability trades for the upcoming trading day, the machine has identified FTNT as well as REDF. And as everyone knows, the machine attempts to identify stocks and ETFs that have the highest edge for potential gains over the next couple of trading sessions. And today, most of these signals and most of these trades come from the oversold technology sector. So we'll quickly look at a chart of each of these. And first up is FTNT. And we can see FTNT is in an overall uptrend, significantly pulled back yesterday, bounced off the 200-day moving averages in extremely oversold territory. We'll now look at a chart of REDF, and same type of market behavior in this stock as well. It's in a longer term uptrend, trading above the 200-day simple moving average, has started to pull back, and is entering into oversold territory.